G'day. You've probably gathered by now that I'm not a massive fan of the direction bodybuilding has taken. I believe that aesthetics, proportion, separation and quality of muscle has taken the back seat to mass at all costs, and the physiques have suffered for it. You know, these modern mass monsters looking absolutely incredible, don't get me wrong. They are, you know, they still have to work extremely hard at what they do, but there just seems to be a lack of flow to the muscles. Some body parts way bigger than others, and a certain bulbous look to them. Let alone the quality of the skin. You can see many pock marks and injection points and nodules and God knows what else. You're seeing a lot more varicose veins nowadays, and just overall poor skin tone, poor control of the waist, etc. I believe they're getting too big, and the supplements, for want of a better word, are having a really bad effect on the physiques. They're getting too big, too fast, and it's just not pleasing to the eye. On the other hand, if you are of a more artistic mindset, then Frank Zane is for you. I much prefer the physiques that have flow to them. You know, not one body part overpowers another. They just flow on like a classical statue. John Torelli epitomised this as well. Here we have Don Howarth. Now, Don Howarth was known as the Duke of Delts. Back in the day, he was known as the man with the greatest delts. You can see there, absolutely incredible for that time. Rory Littlemere, what can you say about this physique? Absolutely incredible. What I wanted to do with this video is just to offer you a few alternatives, you young fellas, some alternatives to what you're seeing in social media nowadays, like Francis Benfato here, or the next fellow, George Betancourt, with his X-frame, his tiny hips ballooning out to massive wide shoulders. He really had that X-frame happening. I guess it's important for young people to see how things were and how they could be again, with just a few changes to the judging criteria and more of a focus on the Classic Olympia. I believe that the Classic Olympia should be the actual Olympia competition, and that the huge guys should earn less prize money and should be known as like the mass monsters, or the freakazoids, or something like that. There's definitely a place for the monsters. Lots of people still like them, but you go to any bodybuilding competition now and you'll find a surprising amount of people actually prefer the classic bodybuilders to the really big guys in the open division. I went to Tony Goldie's bodybuilding comp recently. It was an absolute monster of a guy there, and yeah, he got lots of applause, but when the classic people came out, Tony Young and others, they got massive applause, and you could see, you could just feel the whole auditorium come to life. Now, I haven't been telling you the names of some of these fellas, but if you want to know, ask me in the comments and I can let you know. I'll let you know that this is Serge Newbray, one of my all-time favourites. Talk about lines and proportions, unbelievable. This gentleman is Filippo Massaroni, and he was a great Italian bodybuilder. Look at the proportions there. Danny Padilla, there's no surprise there. Great physique. Should have been Mr. Olympia in my opinion in 1981. He was robbed. Barry DeMay. So some of these older guys, they're all on YouTube. There's no excuse for new fledgling bodybuilders to not be exposed to these greats. Hamdullah Kutlu, the Sultan of Shreds, unbelievable. Ripped to ribbons. Probably a bit too ripped, but hey. And Vince Taylor. You young fellas need to watch some Vince Taylor clips and see how posing really is done. Steve Davis, had a very interesting phone call with him recently, interviewing for a book I'll be releasing soon. Great, very knowledgeable bloke. Turned himself from an endomorph to a mesomorph. Now this is Owen Powell, a British bodybuilder who recently made waves. Now this is a newer example of ultimate aesthetics. The late David Derf had a lot of fun conversations with this fella. Another great X-frame, and I even copied his haircut back in the day. Kozo Sudo, one of my earliest motivations This guy had abs and looked like he'd been shredded by a Bengal tiger. Just a fantastic poser. Roman Vavrican here is a new example as well of aesthetic physiques. And look, you can't go past Bob Paris, can you? I mean, for God's sake, the man's a legend. So there you have it. Train for aesthetics and an artistic mindset, and your body will look so much better. Let's keep it classic, people.